Hello, welcome to our Everybody Moves Bed Pilates class with us from Pilates. Thank you so much for joining us. So today, in terms of equipment, you really don't need much. I'm doing the class from a mat on the floor, but you could be doing this from your bed, and most of our members do tend to do that. And we're going to give you, or Kerry is going to give you some really lovely seated options. So equipment, we have got some cuddly toys. So do feel free to go and find the cuddliest toy you have got, or cushions are great too. You might need a pillow or two, or even a wedge for your head. Okay, so in terms of keeping yourself safe, please make sure if your head is facing the door that people know that your head is going to be there so they don't open it out onto you. Please keep a phone close by so you can call for help should you need it. If you've got things like MCAS or POTS, make sure you've got the medication you might need under doctor advice like electrolytes or antihistamines or EpiPens as well. And you'll see that we've got our water ready. Okay, so we're going to start with lying down. Do feel free when you're lying down to put pillows underneath your knees, because we're going to start with a really gentle breathing exercise.
And I'm just doing this sat back right against the chair, against a cushion. I'm going to close my eyes, I think, for this one.
We're going to hug our cuddly toys. So place your hands around it, place the cuddly toy on your tummy, and allow your eyes to close or just soften your gaze. And start settling into your breath. Feeling the breath moving in and out through your nostrils. And feel the rise and fall of your chest and your belly as you breathe in and breathe out. And see if you can start getting your out breath to be longer than your in breath. So I'm not going to count this because some people find it really stressful if you count breath. So we're going to breathe in maybe for 3 or 4 beats, and then breathe out for 4, 5 or 6 beats, just getting the out breath slightly longer. And this is so good at stimulating your parasympathetic nervous system. So it enables your body to get into more of a rest and digest. It helps reduce pain and any feelings of anxiety. And it moves away from fight, flight, or freeze. So it's a great way to start any exercise by working on the breath. But if at any point you start feeling anxious or woozy, do feel free to start breathing your normal, just so you don't feel anxious towards going into the class. And then when you're ready, flutter your eyelashes open. That's it. Do feel free to get some water if you need it. Okay, we're going to move into pelvic tilts, and it's great to have a cuddly toy on your pelvis. So my zebra is going to go on my lower part of my pelvis. Knees are bent. Kerry has come slightly forward from the chair.
I'm going to put the other cushion right behind my waist as well, because it gives a little bit of extra feedback there. And I've got my other cushion against the belly.
Lovely. So we're going to take a breath in, and as we breathe in, we're going to imagine the cuddly toy is going to roll downwards. And then as we breathe out, we're going to imagine the cuddly toy is going to roll upwards. So breathing in, bringing the middle of your back just slightly away from your bed. And breathing out, pressing the middle of your back down like you're imprinting down into the cushioned aspect of your bed or the floor.
I find with some people as well, they have some of their backs quite arched, and even when they imprint, they don't actually lower down. So it's just maybe a towel behind, or just a little something extra to feel, because you don't always get that touch, do you, lying down?
It's one of the benefits of bed Pilates as well, because you're so cushioned, You do feel this, but you also feel really supported. So it's fantastic. It's a great starting point if you're very early in your exercise journey. We also don't like to use the word exercise that much, do we?
Movements,
yeah. And then when you're ready, relax your cuddly toy. You could relax your arms. You could put them by your side with your hands up, just letting your shoulders switch off. And we're going to draw a figure of 8 with the nose. So do feel free to close your eyes if you want to, as we draw gently around, making it really small, especially if you're hypermobile or you've got any kind of neck instability. And check in with yourself. Check whether you're still breathing and you haven't suddenly decided to hold your breath. Then a little bit for your brain. Try and go the other way round the figure of 8. And then once again, flutter your eyelashes open. That's it. This could be a good time to have a wiggle break. So do feel free to pause whenever you want. Just have a little wiggle, reset, grab some water if you need it. Okay, so we're going to move into shoulder glides. We have got lots of options for these. It just depends on your shoulder mobility. So the first one, lying down, arms by your side, we're going to glide the shoulder blades together and down. You're barely going to see me moving as I glide them together and down, and then release. So it's the teeniest, tiniest move. That's it. And what we encourage you to do is not force this move, but just explore the movement. Explore how it feels to draw them a little bit away from your ears and then return. And then another move that you could do for your shoulders is to bring the hands up towards the sky if you're lying down, or out in front of you if you're sitting up. And remember, you can keep your arms much lower if you need to. And we're going to imagine that we're reaching away from your body. So your shoulder blades are gliding forward now, and then returning them back. So if you have got any conditions like POTS, you might want to keep your arms much lower, drawing the shoulders forward and back. So you're just not causing any reactions to the exercise.
I always think of this like I've got a box and I'm giving it to someone and then I change my mind. Short arms or long arms, but it's like, you want it? Oh, I'm going to keep it.
And then take a moment to rest your shoulders while we move to the feet. So the zebra isn't needed at the moment, so you can put your cuddly toys to the side. And we're going to caterpillar the feet away from your body. So we're going to imagine the caterpillar is just gently crawling away, just to the point where your hip can tolerate it, so you don't need to go too far. And then we're going to caterpillar back. You'll notice I'm doing one at a time as we do this.
The going back's harder as well, isn't it?
I think my foot looks much more like a caterpillar when I come back. And an adaptation for this, if you wish, is to very gently slide forward just a touch and slide back. So we're all about listening to your body and listening to how it feels for your body as you're doing these. Okay, so we're now going back to our cuddly toys. So grab hold of your toy again. We're going for the fingers. So we're going to start with very soft fingers and giving the cuddly toy just a very gentle squeeze. So it's like maybe a baby and you just want to go ooh to their cheeks. So it has to be that gentle.
Or an avocado, but you're in a fancy shop and you try not to damage it. Just a little squeeze.
So gentle squeezes. And then we're going to play the piano on our cuddly toys. So we're going to very gently, I'll put my hands this way so you can see, press the thumb in, then the finger, then the next, and the next, and the next, and keep moving through each of your fingers one at a time. And then if you're feeling really strong and a bit decadent, you could lift up each finger one at a time as well.
And look at all the fun that happens with that one. All the fingers doing all the things.
And in time, you might manage this without having to look at your fingers too.
That would be very advanced.
Okay, then we're going to bring the toy out towards the side. So just reaching out to the side. And hopefully your cuddly toy isn't too heavy, because we're going to reach it across the body to the other side. So this is great. So you're getting some good movement here for your shoulders, but you could add something. So it's like a 2-for-1 exercise, and we like those. Legs a little bit wider. We're going to keep the feet on the floor as we do this, and we're going to rotate and reach the cuddly toy over, and then open up, breathing in. And then breathe out as you rotate and reach to the other way and return. So I do feel like this, especially if you're lying down, is like a lovely massage for your spine.
I think the breath really helps for this one as well, doesn't it?
There we go. And then we're going to once again take a moment for the body just to settle. And that's however it looks like for you. So it could be grabbing some water, having a little squirm or a wiggle, or reset your pelvis, just anything that feels good. And then we're going to move over onto our side. So putting the cuddly toy between your thighs and then rolling over. And everything we're going to do can be adapted for staying on your back as well. So we will show you those moves too. Okay. So we've got the cuddly toy between the knees. We're going to very gently lift the ankle and return. And we call this the Charleston. So in my mind, I'm thinking, do, 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 do.
I'm thinking that too.
So if you're lying on your back, it would look like this. Just a gentle shift out and shift back. And I'd recommend staying with one side so you can do the other side on
definitely.
the other side. But
it's so tempting to alternate, but it gets confusing. And this other leg's helping stabilise as well, isn't it?
okay. And then we're going to do something known as the clam, or if you're a bit posh, the oyster. So we're going to bring the cuddly toy between your ankles. This is where they go flying. And try and stack your hips. So your top hip bone is stacked on top of the bottom hip bone. And we're going to try and keep this really still. So imagine you've put a cup of tea on your hip. If imagination isn't your thing, you could just put your hand here to make sure it stays steady. And we're going to very gently lift open and then close. It's very small as you're lifting and closing, and you're keeping your cup of tea really still. If you've got anything like greater trochanteric pain syndrome or hip bursitis, try and lift your leg like this instead. And it's a much safer option for you. If you are staying on your back, your move would be sliding out and then gently returning.
I find a hand on the side of the thigh really helps. Just a bit of extra feedback. That leg knows where it is.
Okay, the open book. I think this might be my favourite move. So you could put the cuddly toy back between your thighs. And in terms of your head, I recommend making sure your neck is protected. So you could put your arm up like this and make sure you've got plenty of cushion for your neck to rest back on. Or if you've got a higher cushion, maybe bring it over a little bit like this. Or my favourite way for this one is to actually support my head like this, so my neck's supported. And we're going to draw the hand very gently forward. And then we're going to draw the elbow back. We're going to watch the elbow as it opens, feeling the rotation in your spine. And then internal rotation as you reach slightly forward.
I'm doing this a bit more like a sort of bow and arrow move. Not pulling very far back, just really gentle rotation.
And if you're lying on your back, You could be gently rocking side to side, feeling that spinal rotation.
That's my favourite version.
I mean, there's so many options that you could do with these moves. You could draw back like this, reaching. There's so much. That's why Pilates is so good for you, isn't it?
Always another way to do it.
Yeah. If you're wanting a little bit more, there is the option to bring the arm back and then open it behind you. So it's like almost a proper Pilates bow and arrow. A note for anyone with hypermobility, make sure you're keeping your arm above your shoulder, you're not letting it drop behind you, and then return. So lots of options for you. And then return and take a moment to settle. So we're going to move from our side lying onto our tummies. We have got lots of adaptations for anyone who doesn't feel comfortable on your tummy. I'm going to demonstrate the moves first, and I recommend watching first and then giving it a go yourself so you're not having to crick your neck looking at me. So we're going to roll over onto our tummies and place either your forehead on your hands or resting your forehead on a cushion. And the aim of the game for this one is we're going to lengthen the lower part of your spine by tilting the pubic bone towards your nose, lengthening the tailbone away from the back of your head, and then returning. Imagining you're trying to lift up your tummy away from the bed, and then return. With the head, we just need to make sure we're keeping the neck, the back of the neck, nice and long. So I'm going to go with the hands, gently lifting my tummy, tilting pubic bone to nose, and then gently returning.
If you're doing this seated, I've got my hand over my belly. Just go on the bit that sticks out the most. Don't worry about where your belly button is. And then we're pulling back like the hand is cold and just lengthening the back behind. It's doing exactly the same thing.
And if you're lying on your back instead, if being on your tummy isn't your thing, make sure your head is supported. We're going to put the hands on our belly, draw the belly down a touch, tilt pubic bone to nose just a touch, and then release. So very, very small move, this time with your legs lengthened. It's lovely because you really open up the front of your hips.
That's a really good one for hip flexors, isn't it? Tight hip flexors. And a lot of people have that issue.
Yep. Okay, final one. And then return. I'll do the adapted version lying on your back first for this next move. So it's gliding the shoulder blades together and down like a cactus. So we're going to draw the shoulder blades together and down, lying like a cactus, and then returning. So this is your adapted version if you don't enjoy being on your tummy. And then I'll show you the version while you're on your tummy. So hands are by your side. You're going to very gently squeeze them together and down, and then return.
You could also do this with your arms by your sides and just pushing your palms back and then letting the arms rest. The arms reach down to the floor and then they push back. Again, all doing the same thing, just different ways of doing it.
And then if your knees can tolerate it, to come out of this, you might like to come back into a prayer stretch, opening the knees wide so you've got somewhere for your tummy to rest, and breathe in this position.
And if you're seated, I've got the cushion at the front and I'm pushing down into a bit of spine support. You could just push back a little bit, especially if you've got osteoporosis or osteopenia. If you haven't, your spine's happy with more movement, you could pull back, make a C shape with your low spine, and then come up and have a little wiggle. Such a nice stretch.
And if you're doing this on your back, be hugging the knees in towards your chest like this, if that works for you, or very gentle knee sways.
Could even come down to your knees and rest your forearms on your thighs and have a wiggle, keep your back straight. And again, that little side to sidey, squiggly wiggly, all the technical terms.
Okay, now we get to move on to the other side. So here we're going to place the cuddly toy once again between our knees, and we're going to steady the hips and draw the ankle up and then down.
It's our little Charleston again.
Get
Get your jazz hands out.
That's it. So very gentle. Try not to make the move too big.
And you may find one side is so different from the other.
And remember, if you're on your back doing this, you're sliding your foot away and returning.
I think it's worth mentioning for hip replacements as well. Really little move for this.
Okay, and then we're going to place the cuddly toy between our ankles and do the dancing oyster or the clown. And we're going to gently lift and lower. And remembering the alternative for those with hip bursitis or greater trochanteric pain syndrome.
You said that so beautifully, I can't say it.
Should we just go with GTPS? It's very gentle lift and lower, or externally rotate and return. And then we're going to get I was going to call it a ball then, the zebra between your thighs and into the open book. So I'm going to prop my head again, going to reach gently forward and then draw the elbow back, breathing in as you open, breathing out as you return. Trying to keep the hip quite still as well as you do this. Breathing in. And exhale. Then take a moment to settle your body. Once again, grab some water if you need to. We're now going to move into 4-point kneeling, into cat and cow, but there's options for lying on your back instead if 4-point kneeling isn't your thing. Do feel free to put your wrists on the edge of something, so on the edge of cushions or rolling back. I like doing this because it gives my knees some support as well.
I really like that option as well. I think it's really good having that slope for wrists.
I've done that for years with Pilates. And with the elbows, just double check they're soft and they're not bending backwards, that they're nice and soft. And your shoulders aren't up here, or you're not hanging down in the shoulders. You're nice and tall and lifted. And here we're going to gently draw the belly up a little bit as we move into an angry cat. And then a really heavy uddered cow. Stick that bum up, lift the head. So this is a really nice move, but it's not for everybody. If you've got osteoporosis, I recommend staying in this position, lifting up the tummy, and then lowering the tummy with keeping the back nice and straight and long.
The version I'm doing is also osteoporosis friendly. This pressure is going into the cushion, pulling back very gently, not really curving the spine very much, and then really putting the emphasis more on bringing the chest forwards.
And for those of you who don't like being on 4-point kneeling, we don't want you to miss out on the joy. So we have got the shoulder bridge. That's the alternative. So shoulder bridge, tilting pubic bone to nose, peeling gently up, doesn't need to be high at all, and then peeling gently down. So your spine gets so much love as well, mobility love.
I really like that version. I'd rather do that than 4-point kneeling any day.
And I'm putting my hands on my pelvis so you can feel the movement of the tilt of the pelvis first and then the peel up. The height really is not important. The important bit is just feeling like your spine is all like snaky and supple and gorgeous as you peel.
Juicy.
Yeah, juicy. We like juicy. And then when you're ready, take a moment to let your body settle. We're going to sit into a comfortable position for you. So this could be legs crossed or legs in a V in front of you. And sit comfy. Okay.
Very comfy. Got all my cushions. And you could actually sit on a cushion there as well, couldn't you? Yeah. And raise yourself up even high if you're finding, yes, you know, you can't get upright. I often wedge something underneath my bum.
Yeah, it's great if you're really tight in the hips and the back. Okay, so we're going to place one hand on the floor and we're going to gently reach, imagining pressing down the opposite hip and then return. And then going the other side, pressing down the opposite hip and return. And lots of other options. We could place the hand on the chest as we reach, even lifting the elbow a little bit and return, or you could reach the arm up and over, just making sure the shoulder is relaxed as you reach and return.
If you're doing this sitting, definitely have the legs wider, because otherwise it gets a bit wobbly on the chair, and I'm using the chair sides whilst I'm here just to feel secure. And then if it feels okay, you can add the arms.
And then my favourite, the diagonal stretch. So reaching the hand beyond the knee, looking down towards the knee. And the option here is to reach up and over, pressing the opposite hip away. Now this is quite a big stretch, so it's a rotation and a forward flexion at the same time. So do be careful. If you've got hypermobility, keep it within a small range of movement, not pushing too far. If you've got osteoporosis, I recommend a gentle bow to the knee and return. So you're keeping your hands here, so you're not loading your spine as you bow and return.
It's really nice because your leg is sort of helping you control the range of movement visually, isn't it? It gives you that little guideline.
There we go. That's the final one. As we move into just a gentle closing of the session, so we're going to rub the hands together. Just rub them, make them nice and warm. And if it feels okay to you, we're going to press the hands over the eyes and take some breaths. And then here you might like to just rub gently downwards from your face, down your neck, just to get touch into your body and flat your shoulders. And then down your arms, like you're just brushing off any remaining tension. Maybe down the body. And then our famous Mobilates finish as you reach the hands to the height that's available to you as you breathe in. And exhale, press the hands down past your chest in honour of your amazing bodies and also your amazing minds for bringing yourself to this class. Thank you so much for joining us. So that was the first in our series of exercise classes with Everybody Moves. This was a bed Pilates class, so we hope you enjoyed how you were able to just slow down your breathing, get in touch with your body in a really positive way, just mobilise the body with a little bit of strengthening, and we move the spine through all the movements with flexion, extension, rotation. So it's a great class that you could do every single day if you wanted to. Click the link down below to explore more opportunities to exercise with us. Thank you.